Good morning. I'm up early, and due to some technical issues, I'm just going to make this video. Um, Everybody remembers when Maxine Waters called for violence against people who voted for Donald Trump, right? And people in his administration. Everybody remembers that, right? Where she was outside, I don't know, and she was yelling, "If you see these people at the gas station, you harass and attack them, essentially. If you see them at the supermarket, harass them and attack them, and tell them that they're not welcome in this country anymore." Okay, so what happened? Trump supporters got attacked at restaurants. One Trump supporter threw a guy through a window because he attacked his family. Guy's sitting there just has a MAGA hat on or something like that, a shirt, with his family at a restaurant, and these dipshits come up and start shit with him, and he threw one of them through the window. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you see a Biden supporter, if you see somebody with an Obama-Biden sticker, a Democrat sticker on their car, I want you to put sugar in their gas tank and ruin their Mercedes or their POS card. Slash their tires. If you see them at the supermarket, harass them, attack them, call them Nazis and stuff. And it's like, I'm sitting here listening to this, and it's like, how is that legit? Like, how does Maxine Waters get away with inciting violence, okay? We're telling people to resist the police, and police are getting shot by, the BLM sniper. It's my favorite guy. The Black Lives Matter Afghanistan vet who turned domestic terrorist sniper, I think in Detroit, and killed those cops. And then Maxine Waters with her resist the police rhetoric, and she's directly responsible for a lot of the behaviors of people resisting police with force and then getting shot. For one of the reasons Black Lives Matter rioted is because guy grabbed the taser or whatever, there's a struggle and he got shot. Well, he did that because he was told to do that it was okay to do that. Was told that anybody who's conservative, or possibly even, if you look deep into it, let's be honest, if they're white, then they don't have the right to self-defense, as these people thought. Well, what do you do about it? Well, I wouldn't cry if Maxine Waters was assassinated with a bullet to the head with an Italian bolt-action sniper rifle shot from the left hand of the third-story book suppository in Dallas in slow motion in black and white. I wouldn't cry. If Schumer and Pelosi died, I wouldn't cry. I'd kind of chuckle. It's like when Ted Kennedy died. It's like, good. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, I'm like, good. They can go to hell. So that's where I'm at. See, I've been over here on the conservative side, but I can get really nasty, and I can get really violent, and I can do that kind of thing too. And that's what I've been telling people after living on the front lines of this. Encountering the social justice warrior mobs back in 2010, originally 2011. These people sat me down. One of them was a roommate with all their stupid friends, and sat me down, said, I didn't know what a progressive was, or a social justice warrior. I laughed. A social justice warrior? That sounds something like a fourth grader would come up with. Well, they sat me down and they told me, look, they've taken over the Democrat Party. They've taken over the establishment Democrat Party. They were throwing mad at Joe Biden, but Joe Biden was the only guy left on the fucking planet that had enough clout and connections to beat Trump. So they had to, but they've taken over the Democrat Party, they say. They've initiated a war against the United States of America on a social level against its citizens, not against like the military. No, it's a terrorist practice of going after the citizenry. Okay, really cowardly. That I'm their enemy because I'm a white heterosexual male, and there's nothing that I can do to change that, right? Yada yada yada. You know, they're going to take over the country and steal everything. And another thing that they really like to pound home, and they kept telling me all this, like they couldn't do anything but never shut up about their plans, about how they had essentially the message was we have this really evil ill will that we're going to blindside people with. This is back in like 2011 now. We really want to hurt America and Americans, and we're going to bring evil that they can't comprehend in a way to blindside them and destroy their lives, right? So, of course, I believed them, and they conspired against me. Before I left, I told them, I said, you know, you're lucky you're all still breathing. Of course, is that a threat? Yeah. No, actually, it's not a threat. It's a compliment. You're lucky that I didn't kill you. So, but I took them seriously. I think that they thought that there was nothing that could ever stop them, and it was a shoe-in, and they were going to get a total mulligan gimme of a takeover of the United States. And that they thought that their opponents, their enemies, were so stupid that even when told directly to their face that these people are social justice warriors and yeah, they want to kill you, they wouldn't believe it. People wouldn't believe it because everybody's so stupid. Well, now, ever since then, I designated them as enemy combatants, enemies of the United States, who were engaging in a subversive, treasonous war against the citizens. Okay, and so I've classified, and back then it was just the progressives. It was just the social justice warrior, hardcore progressive mob, and I did not blanket judge the rest of the Democrat Party. Now it's the entire Democrat Party. Okay, they're all terrorists, and I refer to them as terrorists, enemy combatants. You know, it's like. Haven't done it to my neighbors, okay, but I call them that, and they take offense, you know, especially now because Biden's a shoe-in, they say, especially now when they're trying to reform their image. You know, I come around and I'm like, hey, how you doing there? You know, who's that? Who do we got there? AOC, you terrorist piece of shit. Fuck you. You should be hung with your friends. You know, hey, you must have got tired of the social war, right? No, you didn't. Yeah. You know how we're enemies because you said so? Oh, okay. And they get all offended, like, this guy's a jerk. This guy's an asshole. He's violent and dangerous. Meanwhile, they've been telling me for like a year straight about how they're going to do me in. They're going to do the whole country in. Nothing can stop them. They have all the authority. Bake my cake. You know, to the point where Maxine Waters has a hand in the BLM sniper shooting those police officers, some of whom were black. So I say that Maxine Waters needs to get shot, assassinated. You can start with her, then go to Schumer, then go to Pelosi, because this is war, you know? The Gang of Four there, execute all of them, assassinate them. And the citizens have to do this now, because they've decided to go to war with the citizenry. So you got to go get your AR-15 or something, or a long rifle, an old Mosin Nagant, and pop their heads for him. If that started happening, I think it'd be, whoa, whoa. Maybe it's not cool to advocate for the shooting of police officers and the persecution and systematic destruction of the citizenry in this country. Maybe since there's been a couple of assassinations of leftist politicians, because they don't think that shit's ever going to come home to roost on them. And it has to. Because if it doesn't, they're just going to backdoor deal everybody and steal everything, take everything. And I'm so tired of their crybaby bullshit. Like, the one thing, being a crybaby liberal progressive, I'm going to have to get cruel and unusual on your dumbass. Don't sit there and pretend like you're a cherub now, like Chuck Schumer and Biden are all like, this COVID relief bill that we refused to budge on as the Democrat Party for like, I don't know how many months, a year, okay, the president had to sign, Trump had to sign an executive order to get any kind of stimulus the first time, because the Democrats weren't going to cooperate, okay. Then the Democrats, Pelosi, refused to cooperate at all and wouldn't come down from like a over $3 trillion spending bill to give them all the money. And it's like, no, that's really unreasonable, Pelosi. He's like, well, I'm not coming down and you're not being bipartisan, and it's your fault because I won't be, I won't be responsible or realistic, and I won't negotiate, and I'm going to hold up this whole process until we can defraud the election and get Trump out of there. And then as soon as we can do that, then we'll do the spending bill. And we'll give you crumbs while we take, I don't know how many billions and billions and billions. And screw you guys is what's it. They've turned over a new leaf. And they want you to think that they didn't have to. The Democrats want you to think that they've been the good guys the whole time, even though they're a domestic terrorist organization. They're a criminal terrorist organization. And now you can expect so much more bipartisan butt fucking where you take it in the ass without consent from them. And the rhinos are up. And you can expect, and this is just the beginning, and it's like, fuck you. You know what I mean? If you gave a shit at all about anybody but yourselves, you would have done this relief bill back when people needed it. Back before so-and-so had his business shut down or his car repossessed or couldn't pay his rent, But they didn't give a shit about anybody or anything but themselves and what they wanted. And, the thing is when you look at somebody like an AOC, she is such a dumb little bitch. She really thinks that she's, it's like she thinks that she wants $33 trillion, like right now. Okay, that's the money that the next generations, like the rest of Americans for the end of time, all because that little bitch wants what she wants right now with her dumb librarian glasses. Well, fuck you, you dumb cunt. You're not getting, if you get the $33 trillion, and steal that shit, there's going to be bloodshed. That's the thing. I mean, the Democrats have been shooting Trump supporters, shooting Republican senators, shoot in Mandalay Bay, shooting all the people who are, they're country music fans, so they must be Trump. So shooting all of them. They shot a guy in the head, rioted and attacked the kid, can't remember his name, in not Missouri. He had to shoot a couple of them because they wouldn't stop. And it's like, can we get past the point of this dumb hate speech bullshit, and you're going to have to hear the truth about how you're fucking terrorists, okay? And if it were up to me, you'd all be wetted and dead. That's just the way it is. You'd be wet with your own blood, dead. And I'm tired of being the only guy who's going to go there and say that, It's like, would it be better for you Democrats if I told you that I loved you and that I'm going to work with you on a bipartisan effort and then shot you in the back of the head when you weren't looking? Would that make you feel better if I said nice things to you and then came around and did you as dirty as you've ever been done? Well, hey, if Maxine Waters can get up there and advocate for the sniping of police officers, I think that I can advocate for the sniping of her and the attacking, the acts of this war. Okay, this social justice war, this war on the civilian population in America. Because what do the police do? Essentially, they protect the citizens of this country from threats. So when you have Nancy Pelosi directly calling for violent resistance to the police, you have snipings that go on, same time frame. I can't remember which one happened first, but they were around the same time. It's to the point where, okay, you're going to kill the people that have been tasked with maintaining law and order and like stopping a shooter, stopping a bank robber, catching a murderer, right? Keeping the citizens safe. And you're going to get all mad when somebody like me says, it would not be a shame if you got shot in the fucking head, Maxine Waters, and I would not cry, If I see you on the street, I'm going to kill all your security and then I'm going to beat the fucking black off you. That's how pissed off I am about it. Because, hey, and then half the Democrats from Hollywood, some idiot from Scrubs, the shittiest TV show ever, no talent, right up there with The Office for no talent and shitty show. I'll never forgive Trump supporters for voting for Trump. First of all, I didn't ask for your fucking forgiveness, okay? I'll go to God, not you, okay? I didn't ask you. I don't need your forgiveness. And number two, I'll forgive you Democrats and leftists, lefty Democrats, if you can bring back the police that you shot, if you can go back in time and undo the Mandalay Bay shooting, if you can bring back the couple of kids that BLM shot. What else? Maybe Cuomo can resurrect all the elderly people that he murdered in the nursing homes. Joe Biden can erase his entire Chinese legacy. Okay. So they can go back in time, or they can bring people back from the dead, and then I'll start forgiving them. It's really simple. I don't think it's an unreasonable request. But until then, fuck them. Now, I can say this because I don't have shit to lose. I mean, I have things to lose, but not a whole lot. And what I have, I've been able to hold on to. Some of the things that I have, my best friend right here, my puppy dog, boy, and that dumb those stupid idiots in that sanctuary city, oh, they persecuted me and stole the dog. Well, I had to go to the pound to get him twice. They called the sheriffs on me because they know who I am and they hate me. And remember, this is a social justice war to destroy my life because I'm a straight white guy and that's it. I could be like, I could save their life and they'd turn around and like push me off a cliff. Oh Lord, I forgot where I was going. But it doesn't really matter. Because I've said what I wanted to say. But yeah, you don't see, and how you haven't seen, like, I'm going law of the jungle here, because everybody has a right to self-defense, because that's the law of the jungle. That's an inalienable right. And a couple of the fights that I got in, I realized that these leftists, even though they might be pretty tough guys, they can't win the fight against me. And I'm talking with multiple attackers and stuff, because they legitimately believe that I do not have the right to defend myself, so they do not expect me to defend myself with vigor and gusto, which is what I did, and that's how I won, right? So the point is that the left, the terrorists, they don't expect to be killed in return for killing. It's like Schumer does not expect to get shot up at some dumb softball game that he's at, a practice that he's at. But the Republicans do. Country music fans half kind of expect to get mass shot now. Okay, cops expect to get their heads popped by some asshole with a damn rifle, right? Trump supporters who speak out can expect to have their identities revealed to these terrorists, where these people will then come to their homes and fuck with them in their homes, which is a great way to get yourself killed. If I was somebody who was prominent enough to where if I spoke out against the Democrats and for Donald Trump, let's say, and if they doxed me, I'd say yes. Enter the dragon. Come into my yes, because I'd set traps for him. And it'd be so funny watching them blow up, and get snared trying to get down the street. Because they want to play games like this, like it's not a lethal situation, like they haven't tried to fucking kill everybody, right? With riots, where they're just random white guy. Okay, well, gotta beat him into paralysis. It's like they don't expect to get paralyzed themselves. They don't expect any retribution, and because they've been allowed to get away with all of this, and the legal system has failed us, that's where we have to go. So join or form your local militia, arm yourselves, learn how to clean and shoot and all that, and get in good with your buddies and grow your organization and network with other militias, because that's what we need. That's the only deterrent the citizens really have left. And I kind of look around, I did have to go vigilante back in the day back in end of 2015, because the police in the sanctuary city refused to do anything about the ever escalating violent crime. So I had to do it, right? And what pissed me off is that after the cops failed on purpose, and a lot of them were elderly. A lot of my neighbors they were older, 60s, late 60s. Well, the cops aren't going to do anything about it, and we can't get these people out of here. And I guess we're just going to have to live with it. And they gave up. I didn't. I didn't. And how do I know that the left has been brainwashed into legitimately believing that I don't have a right to self-defense? Because when I went to these interlopers and these freebooters who were just sleeping in the stairwells of the apartment complex, which is already low income enough with enough crime, the sanctuary city poured it on top of it, and I said, you and your prostitute girlfriend are going to take your little bag of drugs in your backpack with your stuff, and you're going to leave this property and you're never going to come back. I'll be back here in 20 minutes, and if you're still here, I'm going to throw you the fuck out of here. And that's how it started, and that's what I did. I went back in 20 minutes, and grabbed the guy by the ankles and down the stairs, threw him down the stairs, okay, and pushed him out the door. His girlfriend attacked me, so I had to counterattack her, and I don't feel bad about kicking her in the guts. And that's how it kind of went. And I'd open up my door, a crack dealer right there. Then I asked him, how do I know he's a crack dealer? I said, you got any dope, bro? He goes, yeah, man, how much you need? And I need you to take all that dope and shove it right up your ass. till you're dead. You go, ha 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 ha. And then I hit him. I punched him in the heart. And he's like, oh, and I hit him again. And then he came at me and I kicked him down onto his ass. He got up, he came at me, I kicked him down again, right? I said, go get your friend. And at this point, I'm a suicidal wreck. Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get shot, right? For taking the fight to me. Go get all your friends. Go get all your stupid little 9mm pea shooters. Go and get your knives and come back, and you better fucking do me dirty, dropping N-bombs on them. Because you're going to call me Cracker and White Boy, even though you know my name. Oh, well, when the Mick goes crazy, you're going to hear the N-bomb. I'm going to use that as a weapon against you, right? When I'm beating the shit out of you. Because you came back and tried to sneak up. Like, I came back with a couple of friends, and I was plastered, drank a whole bottle of vodka, because I was ready. And he tried to sneak up on me and stab me in the back, but I caught him. And I fought him and his friend and another guy, and other people were involved, and this fight was off the damn chain. Now, my point about here before I end it is I don't want to have to be the guy who does that again, right? It's like, I don't want to have to be the one, the only one, right? And I don't want to fight with my fists ever again, okay? With this social justice war bullshit, just the abortion debate alone, right up until the point of birth, right after birth abortion, right up until no, that's murder. And since nobody else is going to do anything about it, I just might have to go exercise my Second Amendment right, okay, and form a militia to counter all this. So if there's a shooting, I don't know, maybe I could do a bombing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, I don't care what you do with your buttons. But I'm pushing the envelope here. Because they've taken all my rights. All I can do is talk, right?